Choo, 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 choo. Push me now, over here, push. Over here, push me now, push. Push, push, push. Whee!
This is what pure joy looks like.
So good, so beautiful. Okay.
The kind only found in the innocence of a child. Every family's American dream looks a little different. This one may appear picture perfect, but first glances can be deceiving. Beneath the surface, an ugly story emerges. One that's had 7-year-old Bayan, her mom, and her dad on the run for years. Bayan's mom, Gulzira, spent nearly 2 years imprisoned in China in one of those now infamous re-education camps. She is a member of China's Muslim minority, a group that some experts say China is focused on wiping out. When you landed in the United States, what did it feel like?
How are you? Good to see you.
Bayan, do you remember when you met us over in Kazakhstan? Do you remember? Your mom was crying, right? And what did you say to her? You look happier the last time than compared to the last time I saw you. Are you happier now? For 2 years you didn't see your mom?
I love you.
Did you tell Bayan exactly what you're being forced to do in China?
түрмөдө жаткан кезде ана телефонда сөйлөскөн ғой Баянмен. Сол кезде Баян айткан Кытайды мен сотка берем, анашым кел дегенде тилчи кеткенде тәсірленіп жылаған.
There are very few images of the camps, from satellite photos, some photos from the Chinese government, and a few alleged cell phone videos and photos leaked to the activists. From brief glimpses and an Amnesty International investigation into the so-called prisons, an artist created these harrowing scenes based on the testimonies of more than 50 former detainees. The United Nations and rights groups say more than 1 million people have been detained in camps like these. Some forced into slave labor factories, making products linked to the biggest brands in the world. Thousands of shipments coming into the U.S. every year.
It's not enough to just use the term genocide, and it's not enough to impose sanctions. Senior leadership of the Chinese government or the regional leadership in Xinjiang don't expect to individually have to pay a price for what they've done.
To understand the roots of this purge, you have to untangle the 2,000-year history of the region and a complex web of international relations. Xinjiang is home to the old Silk Road, rich in resources and crossroads for trade, an important key to Chinese economy. It's also where Turkic Muslims make up the majority of the population. 7% are Kazakh, like Gulzira and Bayan. 46% are known as Uyghurs.
That region, Xinjiang region, it's the most encapsulated area in the world in terms of information. Every single cell tower is monitored. Uyghurs need to install app on their phone so China can track. China can have access what they're saying, what kind of picture and videos they're taking.
Authorities show up on your door and say, you've been praying too much, or why were you putting gas in somebody else's car? Why have you been going out the back door instead of the front door of your house? And if they don't like your answers, you can be detained for that.
I've been coming here to report on these camps since 2015, a witness to the ever-increasing present police state.
We're driving around this town of Yukon. You can see there's police officers everywhere. In fact, put your camera down. Put your camera down. Police right there.
The Chinese government says the crackdown is in response to rising violence over the past 20 years, Beijing blaming radicalized groups of Uyghurs for the attacks.
the overwhelming majority of people who have been detained are not in any way alleged to have broken a discernible law.
China's treatment of its Muslim citizens is described by the U.S. with one word: genocide.
My judgment remains that genocide was committed against the Uyghurs.
China denies any mistreatment of its Muslim populations, claiming what we often see as part of anti-terrorism and de-radicalization efforts in Xinjiang in accordance with the law to protect people's lives. The claim that there is genocide in Xinjiang could not be more absurd, said the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. It is just a rumor, a complete lie. But Galzira says the Chinese government is lying.
Мен сол Қытайға бірінші рет барған кезде 6 айға дейін қатты.
Galzira calls the camps prisons. She says everyone was drilled in never-ending propaganda and forced to learn Mandarin. But the accusations go much deeper.
We have heard that there is some forced sterilization in China in these camps.
Бізге ана түрмеде ер әйелді жолықтырады, сол кезде әйел адамдарға кіретін кезде дәрі жегіліп, мысалы анеске барғанда бір кадр жауаптымға ақ дәрі береді екен, сілеу қолғаппен аузын бүйтіп тілін көреді. Ой, сол бала тумайтын дәрі екен деп ойлаймын мен енді, бірақ айтпайды ғой бізге, не дәрі екенін білмейтін.
We went to Xinjiang in 2019.
Arrive, see what we can find.
Granted a rare tour inside a vocational center where our tour guides showed us only what they wanted us to see.
Can you take us to some other places?
Not what we asked for.
Is it possible you could give us
next time?
When we tried to go find other camps and prisons in our own,
A government official is following us around the car, so we can't go anywhere.
we were followed,
Are they going to come with us?
guided to local tourist attractions, and in some cases stopped by authorities.
We're not going to China. We're just in Kazakhstan. We're just Kazakhstan.
Galzira says she served nearly 2 years in the camps, where torture was common.
Төкке соққызбен су шашып бір күн қиналдым соңында. Кесек шашымның артынан бүйтіп кесек байлапты.
Oh, to pull back your hair.
Қаладан келгендерінде
She says one punishment had her strapped to a chair, unable to move, her hair tied to bricks, pulling her neck backward. When Galzira was finally released, she followed a common path out of China. The first stop, Kazakhstan. 2 years ago, I met a number of other camp survivors there who all told similar stories of torture. Here, Galzira was able to reunite with her husband, daughter, all thanks to human rights lawyer Sarek John Bilash.
We've not been able to see these camps on the
Galzira says she served nearly 2 years in the camps, where torture was common.
төкке соққызбен су шашып бір күн қиналдым соңында. Кесек шашымның артынан бүйтіп кесек байлапты.
Oh, to pull back your hair.
Қаладан келгендерінде
She says one punishment had her strapped to a chair, unable to move, her hair tied to bricks, pulling her neck backward. When Galzira was finally released, she followed a common path out of China. The first stop, Kazakhstan. 2 years ago, I met a number of other camp survivors there who all told similar stories of torture. Here, Galzira was able to reunite with her husband, daughter, all thanks to human rights lawyer Sarek John Bilash.
We've not been able to see these camps on the inside. We've had no access to it. It's hard to prove any of this.
We collected 30,000 video testimonies, so we have enough facts. So I call it genocide. Are those police?
Yeah.
But his work made him and his human rights group a target.
Police, police, police.
There as police raided his office building.
Now we're kind of walking down the stairs quickly to get out. We really have no idea what they're looking for.
Bilash was held for months on house arrest, banned from any work that would criticize Chinese policies, especially about those prisons. But he and Galzira continued to attract attention.
жүрген тұрған аңдушылар көбейді және. Бірақ мен өмірімнен қорықтым.
I was also threatened. They decided it is too dangerous to me living in Kazakhstan anymore.
Searching for a safe haven, they turned west to Turkey. This majority Muslim country is home to an estimated 50,000 Uyghurs, many from Xinjiang.
Asia over there, Europe over there.
But many say Turkey is not as safe as it used to be.
I asked the Turkish government not to deport back our people.
As China's influence grows, and after Turkey agreed to an extradition treaty with the global superpower last year, protests against deportations became common.
Are Uyghurs being sent back into China
Yes.
against their will?
Yes, the Chinese government has really put pressure on governments in Central Asia and Southeast Asia, in the Middle East, and even in parts of Europe to send people back.
During a call in July, for the first time, President Erdogan addressed the Uyghur situation with Chinese President Xi Jinping, saying it is important to Turkey that Uyghur Muslims live in peace as equal citizens of China.
I think Turkey is walking a pretty fine line. Its economy clearly is not in great shape, and China has a lot to offer.
But here, like in so many conflicts, the uncertainty weighs the heaviest on the children. At this boarding school, many of these kids, some as young as little Bayan, are stuck in limbo. Their parents, sometimes whole families, are now missing in Xinjiang.
Duyduğumda babama Çin kampına götürdüğünü duymuştum. Lütfen susmayın artık. Biz burada neler çekiyoruz. Her gün benim gibi ağlayan binlerce kişi var.
This is about families, mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. It is just heartbreaking. I think the world needs to know what's happening to those people.
During the year Gulzira and Balash spent in Turkey, they could not shake the feeling they were being watched. Then Balash began learning about mysterious attacks on his colleagues.
You were losing some of your friends.
Yeah, we are living in danger in Turkey, just like some spy movie. We are so very afraid.
Soсын мен Америкадан көмек сұрадым.
Up next, Gulzira and Balash forced to make tough decisions, leaving some family behind.
Children.
Plus, your skirts, shirts, and shorts, could they have come from slave labor in China? Stay with us.